KTVU meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez live in Pleasanton, right near the Arroyo de la Laguna Creek. And Roberta, this creek has had problems back in the big storm of 2017.
It certainly did. It threatened homes. And at this particular time, I got to tell you, as we're standing here, it is rising. I've been monitoring the situation. This is the Arroyo de Laguna stream. And to give you a little history report, in prehistoric times, it was called the Tulare Lake. And then in the 19th century, when things started growing in the Tri-Valley, and because of development, it shifted this stream all over the place, basically knocking it down to a watershed, and they dubbed it the Arroyo de Laguna stream. Now, it roughly begins where the South San Ramon Creek and the Arroyo Mocho Creek, the two merge, and then it begins to snake its way 7.5 miles through the eastern portion of Alameda County. It rushes through Pleasanton, makes its tracks towards Fremont, then ends up joining the Alameda Creek and dumps into the San Francisco Bay. So all this water you're looking at right now ends up in the San Francisco Bay. I've lived here since 1996. This is only the second time I've seen it at this level. And I got to tell you something. We wanted a different look to this river. And so we went to the Pleasanton Hotel off Main Street here in Pleasanton, and my photographer Chip and I, we took a look over a bridge, and we could see how fast this water is rushing and how wide it has expanded. And the locals passing us on the bridge, they told us that 24 hours ago, this creek, stream, river was a foot higher. So it's lower today, but in 24 hours, I got to tell you, it will be rising a foot higher again. Now, when we have this kind of a flow, and it's very, very rapidly, it seems to entice kids. And as you were alluding to, Garcia, back in 2017, when we did have damage done to the local homes, we also had kids that tried to jump on inner tubes and ride the waves here while the construction workers were trying to put homes in their backyards back together again. The end result was firefighters had to be called and rescue them. So this area is roped off, and I got to tell you something else. The way that Mark Tamayo is projecting these winds to pick up to 50 and 60 miles per hour, this entire area is completely lined with eucalyptus trees. So you have to imagine that they will topple. At least some of them will. I've seen it happen before. Now, to give you an example of just how deep this is usually my jogging path, and this is a walkway over the dry stream bed, and this stands about 10 feet off the stream bed, and it's typically dry, so you can't cross this at all. Hey, by the way, if you have any kind of flooding in your area over the next day or two, or even into the weekend, it is advisable to call 311. Do not inundate 911 unless it's a true emergency, life-threatening situation, and do not go near the water.